Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another book review. Recently I read Little Women and Werewolves. Now, since it's October, this is the perfect book to read because it's Little Women, but it also has werewolves. Of course, if you didn't recognize that from the title of the book, but you've got your lessons of morality during the Civil War era, and also gore and dismemberment by werewolves. And I love werewolves, and I really got a lot of entertainment out of this book. There were times where I was giggling because I had read the original, and actually I thought this was better than the original, but I just thought it was more entertaining. And it's just it's a different kind of book. Maybe it's a little bit quirky, and perhaps those of you who have read the original and are purists, you probably would be appalled by something like this, but it's actually really quite well written and very good, and it just explains the ethics of society, well, werewolves, and how people who were involved with the werewolves, they had to tread a very thin red line, and it was very trepidatious and dangerous and precarious for them to do so because they would be looked at as outcasts. And I actually wrote a story that was similar to that. It's on fictionpress.com. It's called Werewolf Ethics, and I did werewolf ethics, kyphoid ethics, alien ethics, vampire ethics, and my favorite one was zombie ethics, because I think zombie ethics, I took a first-person point of view in that particular story, and it was my best written one. That's what my overly active imagination does when when it pairs two unlikely subjects together, horror and ethics. But it actually works quite well if you think about it, especially when you start talking about death and dying, which we're going to be doing by the end of the semester, and getting into physician-assisted suicide, and it's really intriguing and fascinating if you ever want to get involved in something like that. I know to the average listener it might seem like something really boring, but it really isn't. So you should probably check my stories out if you're intrigued by the idea of that, and how I bring everything to a close in the end of my tales. But this is exactly like that. This is a little bit it's different from the story that I wrote, but similar, because it deals with those situations that the high society, or well, anybody in society, it didn't matter, that they would have dealt with werewolves on the hunt. And of course, this being the Civil War era, they thought, well, the werewolves will be appeased with the dismembered victims, and they'll have plenty of limbs to satiate their hunger. Well, doesn't really seem to be the case here because there are a lot of mutilations in the book, and it's very, very detailed in that. And actually, it's not detailed, but the way that it's described, you could see all this blood in your imagination, and my imagination is very vivid, so I can see all this happening, and it just makes it all that much more entertaining for me. But if you want to pick up a really enjoyable and ghoulishly fun book for Halloween, then I would definitely pick up Little Women and Werewolves. And I have some other quirk books. I've got Jane Slayer, I've got Dawn of the Dreadfuls, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, and Dreadfully Ever After. Actually, that's a trilogy And I actually want to read the zombie trilogy next because I'm a big fan of zombies, and I always have been since I was a little girl. And my mother, she introduced me to Night of the Living Dead, which is by far one of my favorite B movies of all time. I just love that film. And I'm watching Evil Dead right now. So as soon as I finish watching that, I'll do a review of that as well. And this is just my favorite time of the year because it just celebrates so many different things, and I don't have to worry about being unusual, and I don't have to fret about being cut out of a different cloth from other people, because I actually feel normal for once in this time of the year. Yay! So that's basically all I have to say about Little Women and Werewolves, and you can pick it up at any half-price book store, and it's really not that expensive at all, or you can just pick it up at eBay. But it's a good read, and it's only, and it's got illustrations in it too, so that's a bonus. And I like the illustrations. If I can find one, I'll let you look at it. But the illustrations are really quite marvelously done. Here is Happily Ever After, actually, which is strange for a horror story, I thought. 393 pages. I'm going to see if I can find one of the illustrations here. And the subscript says, if there was a full moon in the sky, there would be werewolves aplenty on the grounds. Ow! Yeah, I love that. That drawing, I think, is really pretty. I'm not sure who did the illustrations for the book, but whoever did, I think they're absolutely beautiful. So if you have a chance to pick it up, because this is the time of year to read this, and even if it's not, and it's still a very entertaining book, and it's just a fast read, so check it out.